Yesterday, as you know, a seated state senator, my colleague, Nikema Williams, was arrested in this very building, in her place of work, for standing with her constituents on the second floor and for urging that we count every vote.
Yes.
They're arresting them.
The judge is on tape.
I
The
refuse
lawyers
to leave
on
the
tape.
rotunda of the Capitol. They gave a dismissal
Look,
in a body
look,
that I
check this
serve in,
out.
that
Look,
we're
let me
currently
tell you
in
something.
special session. And I wouldn't leave the
If I have
Capitol,
a
so they
stroke or
arrested
something,
I was going about my day and I heard a lot of commotion downstairs and saw that people that I recognized, constituents, and I joined them down in the rotunda of the Capitol. Never did I imagine that my day would end up with me being in jail. I spent 5 hours, a little over 5 hours in the Fulton County Jail because I, as a senator, did not leave the state capitol when Capitol Police told me to leave during special session. As a sitting member of the legislature, I did not leave the Capitol, and so I was taken out in handcuffs and jailed because I stood with my constituents to voice their concerns and make sure that every vote is counted.
Greetings. I'm George Boss Devine with the Get To Free Press. I'm in Montgomery, Alabama, and I took time out to give this short clip concerning the people and the black voters and elected officials in Maidson, Florida, who was mistreated, wrongfully taken before judges and attorneys in the courtroom. And many of you had your charges dropped. But I want you to know in Maidson that you are not alone. The same way these white folk brought you up on charges is the same way that white folks and black Uncle Toms and Aunt Janes brought people up on bogus charges in Quitman, Georgia, the county of Brooks, known as the Quitman 10+2. I'm over in Maidson, Florida, and as you know, I've been following the Quitman 10, what's going on in Willacoochee, and we also down here in Maidson, and they had a problem down here with the alleged voter fraud, and I just happened to got a call a few minutes ago, and I came down here. I see about 20 people here right outside of the courtroom, and you the attorney?
Yes, my name is Jeannie Coleman. I represent Raven Williams.
Okay, what was the purpose of today meeting?
The purpose of today was to ask the judge to dismiss the information that was filed, dismiss the charges that were filed against our clients. Basically, our argument was that the state still wasn't able to allege in their information document, in their charging document, that a crime occurred, and didn't specify what the crime was. So what you saw today was arguments made on behalf of 5 defendants by 3 attorneys, and the state attorney was present, just asking the judge to dismiss the charges against them.
Okay, where do you work out of? Where are you from?
I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I work at a firm called G.B.R. Williams.
Okay, now we see that voter suppression allegedly is happening across the state of Georgia and apparently Florida and perhaps the nation. How many people, first of all, are involved down here in Maidson?
Initially, we had 9 defendants. The state had made offers to, made 2 offers, and those people took the offers. Everyone has been given the opportunity to, I guess, what was it, take a plea, but this is just so fundamental, so crucial, that we just couldn't accept a plea, especially when there was no wrongdoing or crime being occurred. All that our clients were trying to do was help people who otherwise would not have voted vote.
We understand pretty near the same thing happened in Brooks County, and I've been following that, and they filled the newspapers up with the fact that there was a spike in absentee ballots when the state of Georgia approved several years ago that anybody could file by absentee ballots. And that means that if everybody in the state of Georgia filed by absentee ballot, there would definitely be a spike in absentee ballots. Nobody have addressed that issue. Nobody have published that in the local newspaper in South Georgia. And so it seemed as if though people are either ignorant of that law or they want to prosecute even the Quitman 10 or Quitman 12 now. And so it seemed like that Madison may be
I mean, I think it's exactly the same issue. I think I would go a step further and say it's just not about the law being changed, because absentee voting has been around for years. It's just the more the African American community utilizes it, the more it's becoming a problem. In 2009, 2008, whenever the presidential elections was, and African Americans came out in record numbers and voted for the first black president, that's when the laws started to change. And then Republicans, a Tea Party movement formed, and they started really looking at how is it that we can disenfranchise the black vote. How do we get less of them out there? So they cut down early voting, and they made restrictions that, we would argue are unconstitutional on absentee voting. And so this is the effect of that.
There's been something else that I've noticed too, and you have to excuse me, I'm asking all of you all to forgive me, because this is the first time I did not have my camera with me. I keep it with me at all times, and so I personally believe that God had a purpose in us doing it like this. I really believe that. But when I heard this on radio, the conservative radio station this morning, and I called some people to see if it was actually taking place. That's why I'm over here. Nothing is published in the newspaper. Something that is important as fraud, alleged voter fraud. Why do you think, I'm not sure if it's here or not, but I know in Valdosta and Brooks County, it seems nothing is in the news about this. It seems like Quitman 10 the same way. It's all hush hush. Why do you think it's so quiet?
Well, we've had news coverage off and on for the last year. We've had WCTV come out, ABC News of Tallahassee. I think Valdosta has been out here. We've had some coverage. I think even the American Press was here today asking for a statement from Attorney Rand, who's with Parks and Crump. But why is this issue not as big as it should be to the public? We're not quite sure. But with that being said, it is a very pivotal, it's a very crucial case. This case, if the judge rules for the state, will have a chilling effect on how people participate in the voting process. So it is important. I think just as a nation, we just need to get our priorities together. Instead of enacting laws requiring our young men to pull their pants up, we should enact laws that allow people to be able to vote before 9 p.m. They're not standing in line till 2 a.m. in the morning. So as a nation, our priorities are a little bit skewed as to what's important or not, but this is definitely an issue that's important to all of us. The attorneys that you see here are pro bono attorneys. I'm a tax attorney. Jasmine Rand does civil rights cases. That we are not criminal attorneys, but we felt it important enough to be here and to represent the Madison 9, the purveyors of justice in this case.
Before I close this out, there's one more thing I want to know. How long have this case been going on? With the Quitman 10, they originally had a court date set for December 10th over there, and now they've changed it sometime early next year, and it will definitely be over 2 years, and they still waiting to go to court. How long has this case been going on?
The investigation has probably been going on since 2010. The election happened in 2010. FDLE took lead on this case and started investigating to bring these charges forward. I think actual charges were brought late 2011 or early 2012. But the case from inception to now has been going on since 2010.
Okay.
most people didn't understand, and I'm getting ready to close, were that when the G.B.R, the Secretary of State, canvassed the community, they tried to strike fear in the heart of the black community.
Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
They didn't want you to vote.
That's right.
They especially didn't want you to vote absentee because those absentee ballots can be accounted for.
Yes, sir. Paper
That's
trail.
right. Paper
This
trail.
trial proved that there was corruption downtown.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the absentee ballots, it never would have been uncovered.
That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
One thing that most people didn't understand, and I'm getting ready to close, were that when the G.B.R, the Secretary of State, canvassed the community, they tried to strike fear in the heart of the black community.
Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
They didn't want you to vote.
That's right.
They especially didn't want you to vote absentee because those absentee ballots can be accounted for.
Yes, sir. Paper
That's
trail.
right. Paper
trail.
Trial proved that there was corruption downtown.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the absentee ballots, it never would have been uncovered.
That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballots.
That's right. That's right.
The witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand.
That's right.
Yes,
Falsified documents.
That's right.
yes,
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Sure
yes,
did.
yes, yes.
Boone from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand,
Sure did.
Yes.
all to try to make these citizens look guilty. Good evening, how you doing? First of all, I'd like to say that we commend the Quitman team plus 2 for the way they handled themselves during this. The thing about it that was so beautiful is that it was all of us. And we had a wonderful team. Sister Lewis and Nancy Denner, Mrs. Simmons from Atlanta, and Attorney King. They made those people look like amateurs.
Amen.
I want to give you a little background, but I'm so thankful to the Quitman team plus 2 that they did not take a plea bargain.
Amen.
If they had been convicted of one crime, that would have been a felony on their records, and they would have been messed up for life. My prayer to God was total exoneration, innocent on all counts, and God brought us through.
Sure did.
I want to give you a little background. On December 2010, 10 citizens of Quitman, Georgia were arrested and accused of voter fraud. These citizens was arrested, unceremoniously put in orange jumpsuits, their names splattered all over the newspaper, the television, the radio, and this was only an indictment. An indictment is only an accusation. But yet these citizens were presumed guilty before there was even a trial. Amen. And we must understand that every citizen is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. When they was arrested, we thank God for the community that came together. And the first meeting was held at Bethlehem Church. We thank God for Bethel for opening their doors. I was the pastor there. also like to thank our good friend Floyd Rose. Stand up. God always have people in place when you need them the most.
Amen.
He is a stalwart in the civil rights movement. He knew what to do. He even named the Quitman 10. Amen. He showed us how to get this movement organized. And we thank God for him. He's from the SCLC. Amen. We thank God for them and Tyrone Brooks coming down and helping us. Also, during this movement, the NAACP was started here. And that was to, there might be future cases that might come up, and we'll have an organization in place to make sure we can handle this situation. Now, the United States Constitution guarantees each person equal protection under the law. The United States Constitution guarantees that every person of our nation is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The rights of these citizens were violated. Amen.
Yes, sir.
And what angers me so is the fact that Sister Latasha Head died with these accusations hanging over her head.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
yet there are still, with her, 11 people that still have to be tried. This case has been going on for 4 years.
Sir.
Now, you have to understand one thing, and that is, every person is entitled to a speedy trial. Their rights was violated. Now, why did it take over 4 years to bring these people to justice? It's because they didn't have a case.
Right, right, right.
Amen.
That's right.
They didn't have a case. They were hoping that they would take the plea. But when they didn't do that, they had to prove their case. And if you were in the courtroom,
That's right.
you would have seen one of the biggest fiascos you ever wanted to see in your life.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
The witnesses lied on the stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation lied on the stand,
That's right.
Yes,
falsified documents.
That's right.
yes,
The Secretary of State lied on the stand.
Sure
yes,
did.
yes, yes.
Boone from the post office, who started this whole mess, lied on the stand,
Sure did.
Yes.
all to try to make these citizens look guilty.
My
That's
Lord,
right.
my Lord.
But thank God that we have a God who sits high.
Come on now.
and he
Yes,
looks
sir.
down.
That's right.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Lord.
Lord.
That's right.
The sad thing about this case is Governor Deal, who's the leader of the state of Georgia, left the state capital to come down here and suspend people who were elected to the school board.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
This election was certified
yes, sir.
and without due process of law.
That's right.
Every person is entitled to due process of law,
Yes,
That's right.
but he's put it upon himself to suspend Dr. Nancy Danner, who has a doctor's degree,
yes, sir.
Sister Diane Thomas, who has a master's degree,
Earn.
and Sister Linda Troutman.
Yes, Lord.
They treated us like, you got to excuse me for saying us,
Earn.
because I was just as angry as they were.
That's right. That's right.
Every citizen in Brooks County should have been angry
Upset.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
for the way
Yes,
they
sir.
treated our citizens.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
But yet many people didn't get involved because Number one, you thought they was guilty because the white man said they was.
There it is! There it is!
Come on now.
That's all right.
That's it. And you're scared.
Come on now. That's it. That's it.
My question is, how are you going to get the horse back into the barn?
That's right.
These people's names have been tarnished, their reputation besmirched. They have been talked about, accused of different things, and now they are proven innocent. How are you going to get the horse back in the... How will you restore these people good name and reputation? How are we going to do that? We need to look at that and see what we can do to help them restore their good name. One thing that most people didn't understand, and I'm getting ready to close, were that when the G.B.R, the Secretary of State, canvassed the community, they tried to strike fear in the heart of the black community.
Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
They didn't want you to vote.
That's right.
They especially didn't want you to vote absentee because those absentee ballots can be accounted for.
Yes, sir. Paper
That's
trail.
right. Paper
trail.
Trial proved that there was corruption downtown.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the absentee ballots, it never would have been uncovered.
That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballots.
That's right. That's right.
But God prevailed. Amen.
Amen.
The prosecution changed the wording on the ballots to prosecute Lula Smart. The language was not there in 2010. They changed it
My Lord, my Lord.
That's right.
on the ballot to make it look like she was guilty. The prosecution suppressed evidence.
Yes, sir!
They hid evidence.
Sure they did! I'm a witness!
Amen. Show the wicked. Tell the truth.
I believe that we ought to demand, as concerned citizens,
Yes.
that they drop the charges on every remaining member.
There it is! There it is!
What's so amazing is that Sister Dana and all of the workers on the poll had been trained.
Yes.
They knew what to do. But yet they tried to make it look like they were incompetent. But God prevailed.
Amen.
Few of the fallacies of this trial, and then I'm going to sit down.
Amen.
And I don't know about you, but I got angry when I looked. I didn't even vote absentee ballot that time. And here come the G.B.R. and the Secretary of State knocking on my door.
Wow.
Wow.
But one thing that happened that most people don't understand is that you all shut them down.
Amen.
Amen.
You all shut them down. When you told them that we're not going to answer your question, we voted who we wanted to vote for, I did what I wanted to do, get out of my yard.
Woo, there it
We don't have to be afraid no longer.
is. All right. Amen.
Yes, sir.
it's so much I could go on, but I'm going to
Tell the story.
Jesus.
I'm going to yield. But there were so many fallacies.
Yes.
And I hope and pray that we all learn a lesson from this.
Yes.
That we're not going to let anybody come in our community
No.
and disrespect our people. These were the leading citizens of our community that they went after.
Amen.
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 If the head falls, the body, you kill the head, the body gonna die.
Die.
But see, they didn't know Nancy Denham. And Rita, and Diane, Miss Sharpman,
That's right.
and they didn't know.
They didn't know.
But I knew from the beginning, that they were innocent from the start. I don't know about you, but I grew up in the 50s. I was born in 1952. Amen.
Amen.
And I know the tactics of the other man. They'll do anything to win.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But I want to say to you and to all of the people who prayed and supported the Quitman team. I know some of you wanted to be there, but you had to work. I know some of you could have been there, but you chose not to. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for just putting them up before God.
Amen.
And allowing God to use them. Whether you know it or not, God used them.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
There was a gentleman that called me from San Francisco, and he said, "What in the world are y'all doing out there?" He got on our organization, NAACP, because they didn't come here. I'm angry because the president of the NAACP didn't show his face.
Tell it.
And I'm angry.
Tell it.
Now he's writing all kind of articles. Want the Quitman 10+2 to come up there and talk. Where was he when they needed him the most? That's a little bit of the history, and I'm going to close with this. The Get Out the Vote campaign of the Quitman 10 plus those who helped were the most brilliant campaign I have seen in my life. People voted who had never voted before in their life.
Amen.
People who couldn't make it to the polls. And they got beat at their own game.
Come on, man. That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
It was a brilliant campaign. It was well planned, well organized. And many other communities are looking at what the Quitman 10+2 did. And they're doing the same thing in their communities.
Of course.
So we say Quitman 10+2, don't stop doing what you're doing. We're fast getting a new council. I told one of the white gentlemen that he was wondering how did the mayor get beat. And I told him that everybody who touched the Quitman 10, we
Look out,
going
man.
after.
Look out.
I don't know about y'all, but you ain't gonna mess with no. the Secretary of State, canvassed the community, they tried to strike fear in the heart of the black community.
Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
They didn't want you to vote.
That's right.
They especially didn't want you to vote absentee because those absentee ballots can be accounted for.
Yes, sir. Paper
That's
trail.
right. Paper
This
trail.
trial proved that there was corruption downtown.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the absentee ballots, it never would have been uncovered.
That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
Many people don't understand that when those incumbents were declared the winner that night and woke up and had lost the election that next day, it's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.
The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. The absentee ballot. It's because they didn't intend to count the absentee ballot.
That's right. That's right.